And music legend David Bowie has passed away after an 18-month battle with cancer. David Bowie's son, Duncan Jones, has confirmed the death of the singer in a tweet. And joining me now for more on this story is Blake Howard, who's a film critic with the website Graffiti with Punctuation. Blake, welcome.
Thank you, Kathryn.
This is some shocking news. I think to everyone it's come as quite a big surprise. Not many people knew he was sick, and he was only 69 years old.
Only 69 years old, and I think for you and I, we were just talking off air about, he was the Goblin King to us when we were growing up, and we didn't really know about Ziggy Stardust. And then that's when you dive into his life, and he's only just recently brought out his album Black Star, which I've had on repeat basically since it came out, and it's one of those things that you want to wish that it's fake. And in this social media age at the moment, you just sort of scroll and scroll through your feed and go, please be fake, please be fake. And then when Duncan Jones confirmed it, which is his son, it's just the devastation sits in. I was hoping to sort of come here and poke fun at celebrities at the Golden Globes, but now I can't think of anything except for David Bowie.
Well, he was a massive cultural icon, especially in the 70s, I guess, because he was so very innovative, like in terms of his music, but it was more than his music, it was his androgynous style. He got people to think about things in a completely different way, and I guess that's one of the things he'll be most remembered for being this legend who completely changed the way that we listened to music, we looked at film clips, etc.
Yeah, and you only have to look at the people who are influenced by him. You look at, say, Marilyn Manson, and when he became Omega and the Mechanical Animals, that's a huge riff on Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. You look at Lady Gaga recently, she uses a similar iconography. It's every sort of decade or so, people look back and they go, this guy has had such an enduring influence on everything in music, permeated through pop culture, that it almost feels like people carry his torch. And I think that's an honour for those people to do so. But yeah, there's only one David Bowie. He's uncompromisingly brilliant and has been an enduringly brilliant performer, musician, actor when he decides that he wants to dabble in classics like The Man Who Fell to Earth, or even sort of sneaking in things like The Prestige. He's just that kind of one-of-a-kind human being, and it's just kind of devastating.
Let's talk a little bit more about his film career, because he actually dabbled in acting before he even sort of got into the music side of things, didn't he? I believe.
Definitely. He was there were only sort of small roles to begin with, but I think he really drew that theatricality and brought it through. So, like I said to you, for us, he's the Goblin King. They're the big sort of roles that, and The Man Who Fell to Earth. They're the sort of big roles that sort of permeate through pop culture. But he did dabble. And yeah, he's kind of that guy who's just a rock god and has been a rock god and been able to sort of reverse and not really have to do too much. But his music still lives on. It's almost like every 4 or 5 years we get a Bowie, we get something. But yeah, he's Ziggy Stardust. It's as much as you want to be a film fan and say he's the Goblin King and you want to say these big films, he's Ziggy Stardust. That album changed the world and had a monstrous influence on everything, whether it was music, cinema, anything. So for me, that's who he is.
And his influence hasn't really fallen away that much over the years. I was just reading, just last year he was named one of GQ's 50 best dressed British men. So in your late 60s to be one of the best dressed men in Britain, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think they would have probably called him the worst dressed when he was his androgynous self back in the Ziggy Stardust days. So it sees how it all swings and roundabouts. But he's as far as gender, as far as music, as far as acting, just as far as being a personality, he's larger than life.
And I guess that really came through on stage, didn't it? No matter what he was doing, there was always a theatrical element to his film clips, to his performances live on stage, to his film roles, everything that he lent his hand to. He really brought it to life.
Absolutely, and you only have to see. I mean, we're now in the social media age, so you just have to see the fallout. Like people aren't dealing with this very well. He's a huge hero and a huge influence, and you only have to look at the litany of people that are commenting online at the moment and pouring outpourings of well wishes and prayers and thoughts to people like his son Duncan Jones on Twitter. It's really kind of poetic. It's really beautiful, but it just shows that he's an enduring personality. He's an enduring performer. He's an enduring entity. There's only one David Bowie.
All right, well, I guess we should talk just briefly about the Golden Globes, however hard it might be.
Yes.
It's a bit of a change of pace.
Huge change of pace. I think I'm glad that, I knew I was coming to talk to you about the Golden Globes, so I thought, well, we should drink before being qualified, as most of the hosts of the Golden Globes were. So, look, the Golden Globes, it's it's the most beautiful and glamorous sham in Hollywood. It's 93 members of the Hollywood Foreign Press who vote on these awards, and they do sort of strange and squirrely things. It's a good night for celebration, and sometimes you see these outpourings of, you know, people extremely happy to have won and glad to have been given the opportunity to sort of, you know, be celebrated. But at the same time, it's very hokey, and you only have to look at Ricky Gervais as the choice for the fourth time coming back to sort of take the mickey out of the entire business. It's all poking fun at itself.
And how did he do with hosting this time? Who did he manage to offend this
Oh, look,
time around?
I really liked him offending Sean Penn right up front. He said, this is going to be so bad that I'm going to run away and not even Sean Penn is going to find me, alluding to the El Chapo story that broke earlier today. But Caitlyn Jenner copped it. He said, Caitlyn Jenner, you know, huge change. Bruce Jenner has changed into Caitlyn Jenner, a huge change, you know, transitioning to a woman, but not doing too much for women driving. So he's managing to offend just about everyone, but he loves it. He loves being the antagonist, and the Hollywood Foreign Press love him being the antagonist, and he likes to poke fun, because this isn't the Academy Awards where people are sitting down very regal. There's a lot of honour that's carried with those. These are people sitting down, boozing up with their friends, and then hopefully having some grace, unlike some people who are a little bit drunk, Quentin Tarantino, to go up and actually say some nice things and celebrate the award.
And just briefly, we should mention the big winners, The Revenant and Leonardo DiCaprio. Who were some of the others?
The big winners tonight really were, in the film side of things, were Steve Jobs and The Revenant. So The Revenant won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and then you've got things like Steve Jobs who won Best Screenplay and Supporting Actress with Kate Winslet. So Kate and Leo winning together. The internet is ablaze with lovely memes there. Jack, don't let go, etc. And you've got, on the other side of things, the Best Musical or Comedy. You've got The Martian, who went away with Best Picture and Best Actor for Matt Damon. So there's some big ones. On the television side, the one I was happiest with was Taraji P. Henson won for Empire, which is a huge and extremely popular show. That was really great. And Mr. Robot is winning some big ones on the other cable side. But it's a really grab bag. It's a small sort of although there's a lot of prestige that comes with it, it's a very small group of people that are selecting the award. So it would be like you and me just, you know, doing a raffle right now and selecting it, but having a big party.
Very true. Blake Howard, thanks so much for your time tonight. Thank you for talking to us about a topic you weren't expecting to.
Thank you, Kathryn.
Thank you.
Thanks.